Hey there guys, we're revisiting Elden Ring on the AMD Ryzen 5 5500U, this time with the 8GB of RAM. We've taken a look at this game before running on here with this configuration, but there have been patches released for the game that are supposed to improve the performance, though as you can see here, there are still major issues with the game. Pretty much anytime I would roll, it would cause this absolutely terrible lag spike that would pretty much just completely kill the performance of the CPU and the GPU. It was just happening so consistently, and restarting the game, restarting the PC, restarting everything was not fixing this issue whatsoever. But it was pretty much happening throughout the entirety of the gaming experience that it pretty much made doing anything literally impossible. Now, of course, the game is currently running right now at 1080p with the lowest in-game graphics settings. But no matter what we set things to, the performance was still identical in the sense that anytime we would do any action like rolling, it would completely destroy the 1% lows. As you can see here, dropping down to 720p, this is at the 15 watt stock TDP, was just not enough to really salvage the overall experience here. It is exactly the same, where there will be just certain actions and certain moments where everything will just completely freeze up. So this is essentially the most unplayable that I've seen this, and somehow it seems to be running worse than what I remember it to. So really, this is an incredibly disappointing result that I just cannot seem to figure out what is causing this exactly. So if you have any experience with this game, let me know down below if you've actually encountered this problem, because no matter what, even reinstalling the game, reinstalling drivers, pretty much just messing around with literally everything has just not alleviated these issues. So in general, it just makes trying to do anything in the game literally impossible. Even raising the TDP up to 25 watts was not enough to really do anything to salvage this. I was thinking that maybe it was just the GPU or CPU becoming overloaded or something like that. It could actually just be the RAM being a huge limitation here, where anytime anything needs to be swapped from RAM from the disk itself, it just causes this. But I'm not 100% sure on that. It could be a bug in the game. It could be a limitation of the 8GB of RAM. I'm very tempted to just swap out the 8GB and go back to 16 just to see what it's like, but at least for right now, that's not really something that I want to go through the effort of. This laptop, unfortunately, is kind of inconvenient to try to open up just because of the fact that the screws are hidden underneath some rubber feet that I think I may be able to remove once, maybe twice more before it will just never stick again. So I'm pretty much just gonna have to tough it out with the 8GB of RAM in there for a good bit, but this was a pretty surprising result here in just how bad it could be. You know, there would be moments where things would be consistent and smooth, and then they would just completely fall apart. And what I'm finding the most about trying to use this chip specifically in modern games with only 8GB of RAM is that a lot of things just don't launch. I'm actually currently just compiling a bunch of clips of games that just ended up dying on me because I only had 8GB of RAM or would not even open at all. So we're definitely gonna have to check out that list. It seems to be growing larger and larger by the day, so we'll see how things go. But as it stands right now, at least with 8GB of RAM on this game, it just is exhibiting problems that are even worse than what I've seen before. It's not to say that with the 16GB of RAM this is particularly playable, but this is just a new level of bad. But anyways, I hope you found this quick little video helpful, useful, entertaining. If you did, be sure to subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one.